Okay. What's up,
Just
stream? It's your boy Dino, joined by Muffin Man for the Smite Development League. We have VHS facing up against questionable plays. As I said earlier, am joined by Muffin Man, Tobias on the Spectator. How you doing tonight, Muffin?
I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to casting my first SDL game here.
I'm also looking forward to you casting your first SDL game.
That's great to hear, Dino.
We see the Nemesis being banned out first, followed by the Cthulhu. Muffin, I know that you are a guru when it comes to Smite. What are your thoughts about these two bans?
So,
Excellent thoughts. As we see the also being banned. Oh, it's going to be a silly night, guys. It's going to be a silly night. Yeah, this is indeed unreal. Yeah, I mean, not too shocked to see these pickups. Obviously, mage ADCs being kind of huge in the meta. And then Merlin's always, Merlin. So good to see him banned. There are a few interesting picks still left on the table. Sorry, well, go ahead,
these
Buffett.
are just looking like standard bans here. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, nothing looks targeted currently. Still on the table, Persephone, Bakasura. It's another good band that we could look. Just trying to think who's left. Oh, Heimdall's definitely left on the table. And VHS does not hesitate to pick up.
That was the insta-lock Heimdall.
Yeah, not even like a moment hesitation. However, questionable plays picking up the Kukulkan and the Achilles. I like calling him Achilles. Achilles, baby back ribs. All right. So we see a Nox hover for the side of VHS and the Ratatsker.
Ratatsker.
We do not see Nox
every day. I've ever heard his name pronounced. Everyone just calls him Rat.
Yeah, I think people call him Ratatosker. I think that's the proper way. But a lot of people just say Ratatsker. It's kind of like, you remember Rattata from Pokemon?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then people would just call him Ratatat or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
it's just the way it is sometimes, I think. And hopefully this Ratatat will be in the top 10% of Ratatats.
I don't know how
to. Oh man. It looks like there's a little hesitation, a little debate on who to ban next.
We've seen a lot faster picks than bans here.
Yeah, they definitely know what they want. They just don't know what they don't want. Try to think some more interesting picks. Let's see what we got on here. We probably got a mid, a solo, and a carry. Then on the other side, there is a carry, a mid, and a jungle. So they do ban off the Mulan from the solo lane. Mulan is interesting. I really like Mulan. I don't think she gets picked enough, but I don't know if she's quite worth a ban or not. But questionable play seems a little hesitant on that, and we see a Ravana pick. Ravana is a huge meta pick right now. In the jungle, he's safe and he's powerful, so VHS decides that they don't want to deal with him this time around. There's still a Thor on the table in the jungle that either team could pick up. We're assuming that Ratatasker is going in the jungle with the recent update and all those new acorns. He's kind of a flex pick. He can play pretty much anywhere. So we'll see how that goes. Then we see a Geb ban out of questionable plays. And there's the
Thor ban, so we won't be seeing him.
Yeah, at least not this game. See, questionable plays. Lock in the Ganesh. Obviously a bit dangerous with that silence. And also that huge ultimate that it does more damage than you think it does every single time. Look like they're looking at the choo-choo train. Could call in there. Which, of course, every time, this is some sort of rule in this league, every time somebody picks Kukulkan, they also lock in Kukulkan. It's just like they hate us as commentators, I think, is our issue here. And then we see the Jing Qian locked in for VHS as a final pick. Crispy Wolf on the side of questionable plays, gonna lock in that Pele. I do like the Pele pick. Jing Qian, always a great team fight presence with that ultimate. And they're gonna swap around roles. Just looking at each side, is there a side that you favor currently, Muffin Man, just based on the picks?
I'm looking at blue team, man. I really like their picks a lot more.
You like VHS's picks more?
Yeah.
Interesting. I think that Nox is going to be a big question mark because Nox isn't currently seen as a very meta god. But if played well, I really do like Nox, and she can shut down a lot of gods. She kind of has that Ganesh effect where, because she has that silence, it really stunts what the other team is trying to do in team fights. Oh wow, we're jumping right into this thing. Usually we have to wait 3 minutes for the spectator delay. Hooray.
This is, I think, the fastest I've ever seen it go.
Yeah, they must have turned
Yeah.
off the spectator delay or something, or maybe we joined a little late. I'm not sure, but Tobias giving us the scenic view as everybody loads in to this game. Just looking over all of the matchups. Whose duo lane do you think is looking better right now?
Now, I always love seeing Heimdall, and Jingtian is also a good support. Looks like we are seeing 2 players still loading into the game. Looks like it's just Crispy Wolf right now.
Mm-hmm. And there looks like we have a Korra skin on the Scotty. So this might be a restart.
It could possibly be a restart.
Let me see here. Yep, that is indeed a Korra skin. Oof. Yeah, hate to see it. We got it so quick too, Muffin.
You know, this is the exact type of thing you expect to see. A new skin comes out, everyone's hyped about it, everyone wants to pick it. They forget to switch it off for the league, you know?
Yeah, that's why I usually like to just run default skins. Those ones tend to not be banned. I say tend because I guarantee you there's probably one that is. Because Smite, it's a game that's not known for glitches or issues with skins ever.
No, I don't think I've ever heard of any issues. None about skins causing health problems or
Oh my gosh.
skins having very similar looking abilities to auto attacks.
Mm-hmm. No, that never happens.
Never happens.
Nope.
A few other problems. I don't think I've ever actually seen a problem with the Smite skin.
That's true. That is absolutely true. We might need to just exit the spectator because if they ended the game, I'm not sure it'll take us there. I don't know what. We'll get back to you with what the delay is in a second.
Well, looks like we're getting some updates here. We're trying to figure out
Yeah.
what is going on.
Boo.
we will get these updates to you guys as soon as we get them ourselves.
Yeah, it was just a little mishap with communication. Everything's cleared up. They should. There we go. There's a surrender vote. They should be leaving the game and then remaking it as soon as humanly possible. Although I will say that Korra skin is looking quite sleek. A little disappointing to not be able to see it in action.
It does look really nice, especially when you look at some of the skins that were right next to it. It looked really solid.
Look, dude, at least it's not an Anher skin, man. Have you seen the Anher skin, Muffin?
I have not.
Oh, let me. This is the default one, so he hasn't been changed since launch, I believe. Let's see here, Anher. Oh, look, Smite. I'm just gonna send this over. Tobias, I'm not. I would normally ask Tobias to look it up and show you, but you know, I think that is outside of his capabilities currently. So I won't ask him to do such a thing. Let me see here. Ah, I'm gonna get too distracted by this. We should keep the stream going though.
We should.
Look it up sometime in your free time. It's some of the early Smite skins. They're about due. So they definitely scream 2015.
And that just happens with games that tend to get that
Absolutely.
last
Oh, there
longer
it is.
than 2
You
years.
can show it. Thank you. So yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh. They tried.
They certainly did. You should see some of the beta skins. Those are even worse, man.
So this has been updated a little bit?
No, I don't think this one has. I don't remember when.
It's not bad for 2015.
No, it's again, it's just the times have moved on since. Show the Cupid skins. Just show all of the Cupid skins.
I have seen the Cupid skins. Those.
There we go.
I'm sorry to Skipper. I know you're watching.
Yeah.
These Cupid
So
skins
that's
are
the new one.
atrocious.
And then you show the old one. It just looks better. Why did they change it? Why did they change it? That's a good one. I like the B one. Oh, hey, we're back in. There. I hope. Did they put bands in? Please tell me they didn't put bands in. Okay, yeah, they're doing this right.
Okay.
We're good. We're moving along, boys. Excellent. So I guess we could talk about some of these matchups while we're looking over here. The duo lane looked like it was going to be Haim and Zing against a Ganesh and a Scotty. Personally, I think you gotta give it to the Haim and the Jing Qian. And then, oh my gosh, I don't know. So it's gonna be if a skin is banned. Like I have them all memorized. All right, good times, man. Good times. Just play the default skins and just play the default skins. You hate to see it, boys. You hate to see it. But yeah, I think I don't even really like Scotty a whole lot. She's not terrible, but I think that she's just outclassed by a lot of other hunters, mainly due to the way that things are being built. The meta items sort of kind of unfavor, especially, I mean, crit's starting to move kind of out of the meta, but it's still in the meta. I think a Scotty mid would be something more that I'd be down to see. But at this level of play, things like that don't necessarily matter. And obviously, her having Kaldar there is always an extra pain and a little extra pressure in that duo lane. So we'll see how those two manage out. I just think that as far as pressure goes, Heimdall and Jing are going to win that battle. But you also have that Pele to worry about, who has a phenomenal early game and is going to probably be able to outbox that Ratatosker. So they're going to have to be careful with their ganks. And then counter ganks.
Well, just remember, Dino, this is high-octane Smite here.
I mean, it will be. It will be. I mean, this is a Smite development league, and so you're going to see a little more aggression than you would in the higher, I guess, the higher division, the Reap Smite League. But, which is always fun to see. You get a lot more team fights. So yeah, I think higher octane would be fair. Of course, that also comes with watching them make some mistakes. You know, this is a development league, so that kind of comes with the territory. So it's a little bit of a trade-off.
Well, we're gonna see some mistakes, but that is the point of this league here.
Yep, absolutely.
The SDL obviously for development, for player development, and to try and some of these players are really new. Some of them haven't played a lot of Smite. Maybe they picked it up in 2015, heard it was still being played, and picked it back up. A lot of these players aren't veterans of the game.
Well, a lot of them are. Mr. Dr. Adam is.
There are exceptions.
Oh, but the problem is that he plays Nox Bit, so some people learn their lessons slower than others, I guess. Not that I'm one to talk, as I'm hard stuck in bronze due to some poor decisions and arrogance on my part.
Well, listen, I've seen you talk about this game.
Yep.
You sound like a bronze player.
Thank you. I appreciate that. What gave that away? Was it my Poseidon support suggestion, or
it's actually almost all of your suggestions?
Well, you don't think Ymir ADC is viable?
I don't know. I just don't think so.
I think that you just listen to Tobias too much. I think that's.
I listen to everybody, and
Or Spooky. Thank you. That is from our residential troll Tobias on the Spectator, chiming in. Oh, that's you troll.
So, it's okay, Dino. It's happened to the best of us.
Oh, you hate to see it. You absolutely hate to see it. But yeah, no, you don't like my weird picks. I think you also listen to Spooky too much. I think Spooky has a vendetta against me.
A lot.
That's probably a problem. You know, that guy wasn't even the MVP mid laner from last season. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I mean Don Q is just a far better mid laner than he is.
Hey, Don Q finally reached the heights of gold rank, so congratulations to him.
Yeah.
Mazel tov, my dude.
What? He went from 200 MMR to gold?
Yeah, he's up in gold now, man.
That's great news.
Yeah, dude. He's progressed. It's been fun watching him progress in the league too. Hopefully we'll get to see some of these players in the SCL progress that much as well.
Yeah, this is we're still at the start of the SDL here, so we're gonna see a lot of these players improve a lot over the course of this league. And hopefully some of these players, they grow enough, real quickly. They might even have to go up to the Reap Smite League a little early.
Yeah, that's true. That is a possibility. And we know that at least one team from the SCL will be joining the Reap Smite League next season, as we are adding promotion and relegation to the league. So that'll be fun to see. Add a little extra excitement to the tournament season, as we see people starting to clear some camps here.
Oh, it'll definitely add some excitement towards the end of the season.
I forgot, you're doing play-by-play. I'm supposed to be the color commentator.
It's all good here. I'm gonna see some early trades here in the duo lane. Looks like VHS got a slightly better trade there.
Yeah, definitely. No, this is a VHS. This is a questionable play. He's heading back to the red buff.
Already invading this early.
Nox is heading back to the fountain already. Well, that is obnoxious.
Well,
it is. We have a game pause. As if we didn't have enough technical difficulties already. Here comes some more at you. Here's the interesting thing to point out, though. Heimdall opting for the Tier 2 Transcendence start. I'm not sure how much I like that. I don't hate it. It's certainly an option that you can take. You do miss out on some of the offerings that Hunter's Blessing gives you. The attack speed, the fact that it's only 700 gold. But it will give you that early game power spike that you could use to aggressively play onto your opposing duo lane. The other interesting thing to point out, it's an Achilles support and a Ganesh solo, which not sure how I necessarily feel about that. It's not the first time we have seen a Ganesh solo this season. Apparently that's becoming a thing now. I personally think that it's not very good, but if you're willing to kind of sacrifice that and for some of the other offerings in the late game team battles, that can work out for you pretty well. A little risky. I do like Achilles support, and I feel like Achilles support doesn't get played enough. And the main reason I like Achilles support is that he has that execute. So now you're building protections on Achilles, like a lot of protections, and cooldown reduction, and you still get that sort of huge, damage from that execute. So it's a little more aggressive. Your stun isn't as good as most supports, and you only have one of them. You only have one hard CC on that Achilles, although he does have a lot of chase down potential. And the game starts up again.
The game is back on.
It looks like that Nox is still
Nox in the fountain there.
Unfortunate.
Oh, it looks like she moved a little bit there, but hopefully that doesn't affect him too much in the long run.
The Kukulkan is already at level 3, and that's going to be tough for a Nox to catch back up into. He's got a big old wave waiting for him.
Already being 2 levels behind is, well, it's only 1 level now, but...
So I was talking about that big old wave, my dude.
Yeah, still, having a level disadvantage this early on in the game is especially bad.
Yeah, it's especially rough in the mid lane. It makes you more susceptible to ganks, so that the Pele looks more interesting to do.
We might be seeing a kill here on the Heimdall, and Scotty picking up the kill. Achilles staying in even though he's at really low health. Jingtian looks like he'll probably be able to get away here. He is able to escape there.
Yeah,
VHS
that Achilles
coming out with the first blood here.
Yeah, that Achilles probably safe enough to stick around. Might want to consider going back soon though, although he might have his 2 up, which will offer him some healing off of his abilities. So he might actually get back up fairly quickly here, and as far as health is concerned.
Yeah, I mean, seeing VHS come out with an early lead, they invaded their damage camp, and then also got that first blood. All within 2.5 minutes.
Heim opts to get his tier 1 boots instead of finishing that rush to Transcendence. That's an interesting call. Usually if you're going to rush Transcendence, you're going to rush Transcendence. But instead he decides to get his boots. I wonder if he's just getting that as a little defensive measure, or, if he's actually going to complete the boots first.
Or you will slip away.
Not sure how he plans on playing it. It's definitely an odd choice to do at this point, and we see another kill from VHS going down.
Yeah, Nox just a little late.
Looks like they tried to get back at them with an invade. Didn't tend to work out.
Nox is low on mana. Staying in there is a pretty risky call at this point. He does dodge the whirlwind there from Kukulkan. Kukulkan? Is that how people say his name? Look, man. Too many gods sound the same. That's what I'm saying, Could we get a little different god pool here? Can we make it a rule in the league that those 2 gods cannot play at the same time? Just for the casters, I'd appreciate that.
I mean, I can't say cuckoo anymore.
Yeah. You can't say cuckoo. Just say cuckoo.
But, which cuckoo am I talking about?
Well, the other one's choo-choo. So one is cuckoo and the other one's choo-choo. Because he's a train.
Interesting.
And he exhausts. And he's got the exhaust.
Yep, interesting.
Oh. Ooh. Novel warp. Yeah.
He's able to pick up that kill in the mid lane. It wasn't that unexpected of him. He started off the lane with a nice level lead. Nox was running low on mana.
Yeah, I think that's just too greedy from Nox. Trying to come back too quickly and force a play. And the safer maneuver is usually better.
Get another kill already. 4-0 to start off this game. Might be able to see them just take that lead and just grow it a lot here.
Sorry, Tobias, you have the teams backwards, by the way. I just noticed that.
Oh, they did switch
VHS
sides.
Yeah, VHS is the red team and Questionable Plays is the blue team. So, little, you know, look, technical difficulties happen, man.
I will try and fix that.
Your evil strengthens our resolve.
Everybody just ping at Tobias a bunch of times. I'm sure eventually they'll get them.
Please do not. We have Tobias do a lot of work here.
Poor Tobias. He doesn't deserve that.
Is Scotty already getting a level lead as well? Questionable Plays just looking like they're in the commanding position here, and we see him go with the flash. Looks like they're trying to engage here on Jing Tian. A little slow. Scotty is kind of a little bit too far behind, but she's still able to get some damage in. See him get really low. Looks like he is able to get away. Scotty was just a little bit too far back on that engage there.
Yeah, I don't particularly care for the use of the ultimate there by Achilles. Not really sure what he was hoping to accomplish. I mean, Jing Tian's just too tanky for that to do any sort of damage to bring him down low enough to kill him. So maybe he was just on a wing and a prayer. Maybe he's hoping to throw him off a little bit, but play didn't work out in the end, and now he's down on ultimate. Obviously, love to see the totem go as a stun happens here.
There's a nice totem of coup there.
We love the totem. Unlike some commentators.
Some commentators just don't understand the culture.
Yeah, that's what it is, man.
Looks like he's going in for another attempt on the Jing Tian, and they are going to be able to pick it up quite easily there.
Yeah, and Achilles is out of mana, but unfortunately Ratatosker is just on the other side of the map, so he's not going to get punished on that. And I think it's a situation where, at this point, VHS might be better off in their duo lane, just kind of chilling out, hanging out behind the scenes. Yeah, you gotta love Spectator, don't you, Tobias? You just break everything trying to type in a name.
Spectator is a perfectly designed piece of hardware.
Yes.
Software.
Software. You got it. Ganesh might win a totem here, which should probably never, ever, ever happen. Okay, Paley's outplaying. That's a little less.
He might have won that totem either way.
Yeah, I think the Kukulin was just nonplussed about it. And you know, that's just a rookie mistake. Every experienced player in this league knows that Totem of Coup is the most important objective on the map. There are definitely no other objectives on the map that are more important than the Totem of Coup.
I mean, as we see, Totem of Coup is a make or break objective.
100%. Yeah.
Looks like we'll see a kill here go on to
Yeah, I don't know.
Choo-Choo.
Colin looking like he was trying to proxy farm there, maybe? I don't understand what his end goal was there, but...
He was sitting at the tower there for a second, and then he kind of got cut off by Ganesh. But then he didn't just walk back to his tower, he walked around and got cut off again.
Yeah, maybe not the best exit strategy. See Pele getting a speed buff, as junglers do. Gold difference is through the roof.
Gold difference is through the roof. We're gonna see it go up a little bit more as we see Ganesh clearing another totem here.
Look at this. Gold, MP5. What more could you want?
I don't know.
For your entire team, man. Ooh. I guess you could want a kill as Sinister Wolf cleans up Freedom Royale.
Questionable Play is looking just really solid here. They're just getting they're just picking them up all over the map.
Yeah, I'd like to see them start to make these kills count for something. They're kind of just getting kills for kill's sake right now, and that's fine. I mean, they're definitely getting gold and experience for it. But yeah, I'd like to see them maybe start to push for some objectives. You're at 10 minutes. The gold tier is starting to become a more viable option. They are invading, which is exactly what I was talking about.
Looks like he might be able to pick up the kill here, and it looks like
Rat's forced to ult out, yeah.
he is able to get out.
Unfortunately.
Just destroying there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, really.
See
Just-
Achilles getting the execute there. Just a nice fight there by questionable plays.
Yeah, I think that was almost too teamwork focused. Now they should go and pull fire or Gold Fury, or at least look for that. They're not. Of course, you do have the Heim to worry about, so that's always a concern when you're trying to get that particular objective. Although Heim is considerably lower in levels than that Scotty, so probably wouldn't want to start too much of a fight, I'm thinking.
I think they probably should have gone for the Gold Fury, but
It's
I
a little
mean-
risky at 10 minutes, yeah.
there is the chance that it throws VHS back into a game that they're really not super into right now.
Yeah, slow and steady sometimes when your head is better. Is there 6,500 gold ahead, and almost and 9,000 experience ahead. I mean, this is quite the lead that they have, and it's almost becoming their
Your
game to
evil
lose. I think.
strengthens our resolve.
Questionable Plays has just been invading since the start of the game.
Yeah. The thing is, when you play too slow, you also risk the chance of the other team coming back, right?
Yeah,
Which is something that you don't want. I think that there's no fear that Sinister Wolf is gonna be losing that game and allowing Freedom Royale to come back. And that's gonna be tougher because he has that giant transcendence that needs to be stacked. And he's just not gonna be able to stack it if Sin keeps pushing the issue.
it looks like teams are starting to... Oh, we do see a gank coming in from VHS. They might be able to pick up the Ganesha.
Maybe a tower dive. That's a risky call.
That is a risky call, but it looks like they are able to pick him up. And they'll be able to get out without any casualties there.
Yeah, that Achilles is not gonna make it in time, although he is pretty close. Knocks under a lot of pressure.
Knocks really low. Kukulkan missing the ultimate.
Dodge
But
it, man. Oh.
Knox just barely able to get out.
Yeah. Mr. Dr. Adam kind of wiggles his way free on that one. Pretty fortunate, though. He probably shouldn't have been in that position to begin with. Yeah, there goes the tier 2 tower.
To see the tier 2
13.
come down at 13 minutes
13 minutes into the game, baby.
before a Gold Fury is
Eh.
taken.
And I think that almost 100% comes down to Adam having to back. And I'm not sure what happened there. I don't know if he disconnected or something like that, or what caused an issue. But sometimes those little tiny leads in the beginning, 2 levels up, it snowballs.
Oh, especially at the start of a game
Yeah.
where, you know, they have 3 abilities and you don't even have 2 yet.
You have 1, yeah.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
if you manage to get down that early into the game, it is hard
I'm sorry.
to mail.
Scotty has 3,500 gold in hand. Sin, please go back. Just go back. Right now, if I'm the Ratatasker, that is like #1 prime ganking target. 3,600 gold in hand, man.
But he's 4 levels ahead of Ratatasker. And 4 levels ahead of...
You bring the troop, man. You bring the entire team. It's a party now. But you're right. That's that's a tough play. He's 5 levels ahead now. Jeez.
Brave call.
He's
Yeah,
just
that
been
is like a
able
tough
to
gag.
greed so hard and no one can really do anything about it as he's diving.
Look, this is why I'm not allowed to play jungle. I think.
See Xingtian trying to do something, but he can just kind of face tank him.
Yeah, and that Calder is definitely doing work. And I just 4,000 gold. Oof. It's gonna be tough. Kukulkan now joining, and they're gonna make a pretty good siege here. Xingtian should just get out of the way.
Yeah.
Starts out to. Takes a little wind damage. He'll be fine.
Always return.
I mean, he still isn't backing yet.
Yep.
taking that tier, you know, go buy a full item.
I mean, he could make this siege right here a whole lot easier if he had a little penetration or something. In his kit, probably, Scotty, you're probably looking to build more pen than crit, but, you know, I suppose you could build a crit Scotty. And Ratatosk could just, yep. And this is the difficult place to play from, right? You're so far behind that you cannot farm even if you want to. And so now you have to find a way to sneak farm, and there's only so much farm that is easily sneakable on the map. So now you have to figure out who on your team gets the easily sneakable farm. And at this point, it's 100% questionable plays game to lose. They're 10,000 gold ahead. It's 15 minutes. 15,000 experience ahead, excuse me.
They do have a saving grace, though.
Which
That is, there hasn't been very many objectives taken. They've gotten some towers, but
they have gotten some towers, which makes it way harder to farm. It's got a lot of pressure. But you're right. It's not like they have a fire giant or a gold fury. They are gonna
get the Pyromancer, the first non-tower objective of the game.
Frankly, they probably could have pulled fire giant, because I don't see a single ward in that pit for either team.
If you look at the wards on the map, there aren't very many.
They're all from, ironically, VHS, though. I don't see a single ward for questionable plays here as Heimdall's in a bit of trouble. Scotty zooming in. Looks like Nox is going for the gank. I know he wants to kill.
My darkness will live on.
Was that 2 or 3 auto attacks?
I think that was a for starters. I think that was a bad call. 2 gank, but I think that was a miscommunication. I think Freedom Royale was supposed to go in on that one, and they were supposed to kind of, you know, both go in and get the kill, and that maybe would have worked, possibly. I doubt it, but
I mean, he died in like 3 auto attacks. The other one died in 2. I don't see VHS winning that fight there, even against even the 1v2.
No, I honestly think. I mean, you're so far behind at that point. It's tough. Pele looking like she needs to spend some gold, and she did. I wonder what she picked up, though. Hey! Take a look here. Looks like a Heart Seeker.
We are seeing another fight go down here, but once again, it's just VHS isn't even really able to threaten questionable plays here.
That's just a bad call on the part of that Ratatosker. I mean, you're behind. You have no business being in the enemy jungle. You barely have enough business to be in your own jungle. You're 5 levels behind that Pele. And he looks like he's going to try to pick up some lifesteal, and that's not probably what you want. Just running the map. I mean, I think that I want to say that there's probably some stuff that they could do to come back to this.
Oh, we might be seeing... Oh, it looks like he is able to get away from that.
Yeah.
So Scotty looking like they were caught in a bad position for a second there, but at this point Scotty can just kind of drain tank anyone. He's actually gaining health off of this fight.
Yeah, that's a wasted Jing ult, and she shouldn't be going into that, I don't think.
Yeah, questionable plays here is just...
I think this is just frustration. This is such a hard place to be. Nox might get a kill here, or Heim. Haley does get out. Oh, he wants it so bad.
Oh, he does get it!
He got it! Oh, the shutdown play, and that's going to be a huge influx of gold for their team. Still not much of a dent, though, in the overall picture, as Sinister cleans up Mr. Dr. Adam. And yeah, I think that this is just frustration on the part of VHS. I think that they are letting their emotions get the better of them. They're going in, they're angry, they're not thinking. They just want to get something, and they're playing desperate. And that is definitely not a position that you want to be coming from. You want to be coming from a cooler head.
Yeah, VHS is just at a point to where I think questionable plays could honestly just end the game right here.
Yeah, they probably can. It's 20 minutes in. I'm not sure if they have enough. They should be able to take this Titan. They should.
I think they definitely could with Scotty there, but
They do have to fight with 4 people, though, which 4 people on a Titan, 20 minutes into a game, little tough, although Scotty just hit level 20. She's gonna solo push, I guess. This would normally be the time that you want to make a move. I would let them all back. Let them all back and then start farming out. Yeah. You're getting whatever farm you can, doing whatever you can here. I mean, you're so far behind, it might not be a bad idea to have that rat go sit by Fire Giant and try to steal it, even if it costs him his life. I mean, at this point, you're looking to scrape together anything that you can. I think they are... Do quick math.
it's like they're not even going for the Fire Giant here.
I think they're 18,000 behind. Yeah, I mean, they don't necessarily have to be honest. Nox is way out. Rats coming in. And they're not going to be able to turn this at all. Yeah, unfortunate. They do get the kill. They send the whole team, so I think that is definitely a win. And if you can make more plays like that happen, you're definitely on the right path to coming back, right? But you also can't trade out too many people because that Titan is wide open and low on health.
Yeah, we're looking at a tough game here for VHS at this point. If I were VHS, I'd just be looking forward to the next game, thinking about what you could clean up, because this game isn't looking like it has a lot of hope left.
I mean, yes and no, right? Because you're right, it's very likely that questionable plays comes out with a win here, but we are starting to see them finally start to turn things around, right? Oh, and there's a surrender vote. So maybe they are more in agreement with you than I had thought. But they did get that nice kill onto Pele, and that's something that they might be able to do more of as there is a fight here at this Fire Giant. I think they've committed too many people. I think 2 on this Fire Giant defense is too many. You want to send in 1 rat just to steal it at the last second and die. I think that's the right amount of people.
Scotty solo taking the Fire Giant for a little bit there. Taking a little bit of damage, but we aren't even going to see a contest from VHS here.
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, that's probably the more traditional play, right? You want to just be safe, get the farm that you can while it's there. I mean, they are starting to catch up, right? This Kakalin is level 18, Nox is level 17, right? So they have some playmakers on the table for them. They're still at a giant deficit. They are tanking worse than the U.S. economy, but I don't even know if that's true. I'm just saying that. It seemed like a good joke to make, man.
it was a pretty decent joke.
Okay.
I'll give it what it's worth. It was a good one.
Figure I'll try a little adult humor here, you know, a little more mature. Oh, and Mr. Dr. Professor way out and gonna get hit with this lazy back.
It looks like he's just able to. He's just taken out there. And
that's a mistake you absolutely cannot afford to make at this point. I don't know if he thought maybe he could sneak behind them and get away with it, but oof, that was a bad call.
It might be questionable plays. Just isn't really getting hurt here, as he just can't really seem to find a pick here that they so desperately need.
Yeah, I think so. Here's the thing about VHS, right? They're clearly getting stomped right now. Okay?
Yeah.
But they're showing a little bit of character and they're fighting back properly. Questionable plays should have been able to end this thing. I don't know how they haven't ended it yet. I think maybe they're playing a little safe, and that's probably the smarter call, right? Just to be safe. You clearly have this thing in the bag. It's your game to lose, right? But they haven't necessarily pushed everything, and it took them a while to get that Fire Giant, and it took them a while to get the Gold Fury. So it's not like they've played a perfect game either, I think. But
yeah,
they're definitely the better team, at least in this game 1. And it's going to be
this looks like it's going to be the game, and yes, questionable plays is able to take the game here.
I think that's just snowballing. And you could look at this and be like, well, they have no chance in game 2 at all. But that's not necessarily true. Some teams just can't play from behind, but if you're ahead, you know how to play from ahead. So they might have gotten slept and they might be 20,000 gold behind this game, but if they get ahead next game, they could very well win that one.
This set absolutely isn't over yet. There's still some life left in this set. As we saw, Mr. Dr. Adam started off the game with a deficit. He was already level 2 to level 3 from the moment the lane started.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the stuff that snowballs. Heim got killed early on a few times. They I think they just had a really, really rough first 5 minutes, and that just kind of snowballed. And that's fine. Like I said, I think that had that snowball not happened, now that's the big key, right? You can't let that happen again. But had that not happened, they might have been able to kind of keep pace a little bit more. You saw that they kept being aggressive and aggressive and aggressive. When you're ahead, that's fine. But when you're so far behind, you can't keep playing like that. And some players, especially at this level, they don't quite, make that connection. It took me a while myself to kind of figure out, like, okay, while I'm behind, I have to pay attention and make sure, like, hey, I'm 2 levels behind. I can't go in there. I think that if you watch back some of the older VODs with games with me in it, you'll find me dashing in with certain 2 levels down. And that probably didn't work out too well for me. So sometimes you just gotta get in there, get your reps in, and learn things the hard way.
Does take a while to learn a different key other than W. So
Listen, man, I run the Zapman special. That W key is taped down on my keyboard. Have the auto run set to always on. You know what I'm saying? We just keep going forward.
I mean, that's sometimes, if you're in questionable place,
Yeah, I
that
guess
is
so, right?
that is what you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. That is what you want to do, as I say everybody's favorite commentary word for the second time tonight.
I was on my first just earlier. I didn't
Yeah.
even notice it.
Fun Reap Smite League / Smite Development League drinking game. Every time a commentator says absolutely, you take a shot. Probably of Coca-Cola, because otherwise you'll end up dead.
I've done a pretty good job this cast limiting it, but you see some of the lesser experienced casters come in, you're going to need to switch off to a different drink.
Absolutely. We could run down the stats here real quick. I mean, there's not too much to talk about. I think the stats look pretty much what you would expect from the way that the game ended. The ward counts, the ward placement was pretty good for VHS. Questionable plays did have more wards, it looks like, but I don't think that wards were the problem for VHS. I think that it was probably some of the inexperience coming into play.
That was actually what I thought was VHS's best part of that game, is that they had some decent wards.
Oh, they definitely had good vision on the map. They definitely had good vision on the map, and obviously I was talking earlier about how they could have gotten the fire giant, but they didn't have any vision. On the fire giant there was no vision, but like it was 20 minutes. Who expects a 20-minute fire giant?
Yeah. It's just questionable plays was in a position where they could realistically do what they wanted when they wanted.
Yeah, I mean, you get up early, it's kind of your game to run, right? It's your show. Okay. Well,
Looks like we might be having a little bit of a delay here as we're going into the next game.
yeah, there's a little bit of a delay. Yeah, so we're just We're waiting for an update. As far as that goes, let's talk about game 2, shall we?
What do you want to see from VHS in game 2?
Oh boy, different picks, I think, for starters. I'm not sure what picks would be better. I think Ratatoskar was a mistake. He's a good god to play, but he's kind of tricky if you want to be very aggressive. He's definitely one of the kind of gods where you want to pop in, use everything, and just get out. You don't want to stick around. You don't want to box, right? You just want to get in and get out. Unless you build him to box, then he can box. But when you build him with the kind of build that Zeftar was looking at, I think that you just want to pop in, unload everything, get out of there. If you want somebody a little bit more boxy, who kind of does the same thing, Thor, I think, is a little bit better in that aspect. So maybe a Thor pickup might not be bad if he doesn't get banned. The Kakalan didn't look too terrible. He made some kind of brain mistakes, if you will. I don't know how like, we saw that one moment where he just got like pinched under tower on the enemy tower and between the two, and it's like, probably he shouldn't have been there. Mr. Dr. Adam probably needs to pick a god other than Nox. It wasn't working for them. I know that he is particularly very good on that Nox, but I don't think it was working for them in the team. Also, probably don't disconnect early on or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure whatever happened with Dr. Adam. You know, maybe this was just kind of one of those games where he started off the match in the wrong mindset.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty tough when you're already 2 levels behind a Kukulkan, who's already gonna outclear you. So maybe pick somebody a little bit better clear. Really push the early game. This Heimdall, I think obviously you can't be like Heimdall's bad. I think that was more again decision making on the part of that duo lane. The Xing Chen, I don't know if Skylar's just not familiar with Xing Chen or what the deal was. I saw a couple wonky alts that makes me kind of question that situation. But it's not like it wasn't working for them. It's just when you're so far behind, what is Xing Chen really going to bring to the table? So I think that really the picks weren't the issue. So there's not much to fix. I think the Nox and maybe the Rat need to go. But
yeah,
mostly
I definitely didn't see very much involvement from the Rat there.
Yeah, I think they need to be a little less afraid to take a step back and play things safe. Let some farm just die under tower if it has to. I know it's very hard. I know you hear pros preach constantly like the farm is the most important thing, and it is. It absolutely is. You don't want your farm taking tower damage. But if you're dead, you can't be farming. So your number one priority is to not die.
I agree, man. Obviously, when your screen is a little bit darker than normal, you can't farm because you're dead. And so you got to stay alive to keep, as the pros preach, keep farming. And as you said, you can't do that if you're dead.
Yep. That is something that took me probably a while to learn, especially playing ADC, because you don't want any of your farm to. It's almost like your speed buff, right? It's almost like your speed buff as a jungler. It's like a pride thing, and you just don't want it. But you gotta let your pride go sometimes, and sometimes you gotta give up that speed buff, jungler. Sometimes you do. I know you don't want to hear it, but that's
I refuse.
Okay. Looks like the delay will be coming to an end sometime soon. Had a little issue. Looks like that's all sorted out. So we will be seeing a game 2, and I'm excited.
I'm also excited to see a game 2.
I think if you remember last season, I think Daddies and Los Catrines both had their first game against Yamar and Co., and they got absolutely stomped in game 1. Both games, and understandably so. I mean, let's be honest.
Yamar was an incredible team.
Yeah, unbelievably good, we'll say. And so they got stopped. But both game twos, I was impressed with them because they came back with character and they did much, much better. And they learned from their first game mistakes. And just from one game in one set, they had you could see that they had learned so much. And so hopefully, I know Mr. Rob the Corn Cob, Hercules there as a coach, is probably going over some stuff, letting them kind of learn, telling them, hey, this is where we made mistakes. This is what we need to do. Hopefully they're talking about the same stuff that I'm talking about here and some better stuff because let's be honest, as Muffin Man said, I don't know what I'm talking about, man. I play Poseidon support. Anyways, and best stat support. Look, I'm a terrible person. What can I say? But hopefully they're going over some stuff. They're learning some things, and that's fine. That's what this league is for. And you're gonna get crushed sometimes, and hopefully though you'll learn from being defeated, and you'll grow from that, and you can move forward, become a better team.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they've got so much room to go upwards here that we're definitely at least going to see some improvement somewhere here in this second game.
Absolutely. I mean, all it takes is you to be willing to learn from your mistakes and to focus on them and improve on them.
That's all they got to do here, and even if they don't make a spirited comeback in the game 2 and take it, they'll definitely come out here and show some spirit, hopefully, and we'll see them improve a lot over the course of this set.
And that's tough. I mean, that's a demoralizing loss, just not even being able to get a foothold into that match. But I mean, part of that's not even your fault, right? A lot of that had to do with technical difficulties. So we're going to pick some bans here. I'm excited to see what happens. I would not be surprised to see a Scotty ban, even though I'm not necessarily convinced that's the issue. It could be the issue, right, for Freedom Royale. He might just not be able to play Scotty because if you're inexperienced, that Kaldar can really be a pain to deal with. And we saw Kaldar diving towers and really making Freedom's life a little bit more difficult, and he was seeming to struggle with that. So that might not be a bad place to go. Instead, they opt for the all-around ban. We see a Cthulhu and a Freya ban, so these are pretty standard.
These are actually some of the first bans we saw from last game as well.
They do opt for the Achilles. I like it. Take away that execute. Make their job just a little bit harder. See a Nemesis ban. Not surprised. Nemesis is definitely one of the best junglers now, but might just be the best jungler, depending on what level of play you're at. And I would definitely like to see that Scotty banned. I think that Kaldar is really causing problems from Freedom, and I think that if they just ban that, you give them anything else, just don't let them have that Scotty. And it feels weird to say that because I don't feel like Scotty is normally ban-worthy, but if there's a god that you can't handle, especially at this level, there's no shame in just taking that option off of the table.
Looks like they're opting to let it stay.
Yeah, instead
of
of
the Zhang Kui pick here.
Oh boy, where do we suppose that's going? I mean, Zhang can play just about anywhere on the map, except for jungle, as much as Skills tried to convince me that he could play Zhang Kui jungle. I don't think it goes there. He can kind of do okay in the mid. I don't really fancy his chances in that lane. I think he's far better in ADC or solo myself. Probably even better at support than mid, but we'll see, I guess, as we see them run back the Kakulin and the Ratatosker. So they decide that Zeftar is comfortable enough on the Ratatosker to go back in. Hopefully he got some advice from Rob. He figured out what went wrong that game, and he can show us what he's made of. See a Chalk being locked in, and then a Cool Cook. So that Zong, that Zong almost assuredly has to be in the ADC role, right?
Oh, definitely. At this point, I mean, maybe they could have taken a thing out of Skill's book. I don't think they did.
I really hope not. Chalk support for sure. Interesting.
Ooh.
I personally think chalk support is garbage tier, but it's actually not that bad. I think that it's only garbage tier in the fact that there are so many better supports available to you. Why would you ever take chalk support? But I guess we might see it. We might.
See,
Tobias
Baka
seems pretty
getting
sure about
banned
it.
here.
Yeah, I mean, Baka's a pub stomp god anyways. That makes sense to me. Kali, yeah, I mean, that's a great pick to take off the table. Oh, we see an RTO pick. And we've seen RTO played in the solo. We've seen RTO played as support. I think that that's going in support, personally, myself. Especially with that Kakalin kind of locked in. Oh, we see a Thor and a Set. Okay.
Now, Dino, give me the rundown on what you think
Okay, it's Zong
their
ADC.
team comp is.
It's Zong ADC. Chalk support. Cullen mid. Thor jungle. Set solo.
All right.
100% that's what it is.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
See, Mr. Dr. Adam, lock in the Raijin. I like that change. Raijin kind of still offers a little bit of that supportiness. Not nearly to the fact that a Nox would, but he also offers the kind of damage that I think that they needed in those team fights. I mean, it's not like I think a proper team fight really ever busted out, but we had like some mini team fights going on last game, a lot of them.
It seemed like what was going on there is a lot of people were going in on their own. There was a lot of miscommunications there.
Yeah.
People were hesitating.
Yeah, that's another thing too. I think people don't quite understand how important comms are in this competitive kind of atmosphere. Whereas like when you're playing ranked, you can literally mute everybody, and you probably should do that. You definitely need to be talking with your team and be on the same page, because if you're not and the other team is, you're gonna just get run down. And that's a struggle I think that a lot of teams don't focus enough on in this league. It's kind of an easily made mistake, and it's not just talking, right? Talking is fine, but you have to be talking about the right things. You have to make sure that the right voices are heard at the right time, right? You don't want to be talking about, your Panda Express, right? You don't want to be talking about that. You don't want to be talking about how Scotty mid is OP and broken or whatever. Because you want to be focused on is like, hey, I'm going in. I'm going to go in now. Let's all go in. Let's go to Fire Giant. Let's do this. Let's do that. Hey, they're on me. Hey, Kakalkin's headed towards solo. Be careful. Thor's headed towards solo. You want to be making those calls, and you want to keep your comms nice and clean.
Yeah, you got to make sure that your comms are nice and clean, like you said, because I mean there had to be at least some kind of communication breakdowns last game.
I'm feeling like there was probably we couldn't air the comms is what I'm thinking. There's probably a lot of language that is not suitable for broadcast. I'll say is we have a pause/surrender/ I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if maybe some people didn't get their right picks or something. Looks like a Thor solo and a Set. Okay, a Set jungle. Which, I mean, yeah, it's a possibility. I think that Set is not very good in the jungle, but he's certainly viable in the jungle. It's not like he's bad. I just think if I had to pick between us,
we're gonna see a purple buff invade already.
They're dedicating 3 people into this. Not sure why they fancy this purple buff so much. There's a solo laner, and he's gonna teleport. That is actually a strategy that I've seen in the SPL. It's happened. I don't know if you necessarily want to put. He's actually not going to miss a single minion from this wave. That is wow! What an invade, man! That is such a good invade.
perfectly for him.
Yeah, properly timed and everything. So that was impressive. But yeah, I think I've seen it a couple times in the SPL. And so yeah, I mean, hey, they at least they have a plan, right? They have something that they're going for here. And you know, it's a minute in the game, nobody's died.
Hopefully this is a sign of what's to come. Looked like I mean, as we said, almost every team that gets stomped comes in game 2, and they tend to show at least some improvement.
Yeah,
And
well, I mean,
we might already be seeing that from VHS.
Already an improvement, and I'll say I didn't get a chance to mention this, but I love seeing Raijin into Kukulkan, and I'll tell you why. Right, Kukulkan's whole bit is that he throws down the whirlwind. You can't get to your wave, and you can't get to him. Right, so he outplays you. Raijin just blinks over that and then destroys Kukulkan every single time. It is a matchup that is highly favorable for Raijin, I think. So the jungler for questionable plays is going to have to keep a close eye in that lane. And here comes a gank.
You see questionable plays coming out here with the gank. They are going to be able to take out the Ceranos, as looks like Ardio is able to get away, but we see a counter gank, but he's lower leveled.
I have no blind spots.
Yeah, not quite as efficient on the farm. He probably didn't get mid caps or something like that. Now he's just a tad behind. I think I would have probably spent more time ganking in this Thor, because Thor has a pretty rough early game, especially in the solo lane, and he's super squishy. And you and Kukulkan could get some free kills out of that, I think. But you know, I think that's one thing that's tough for junglers to do, is being able to like drop the okay, they're ganking our lane, so I should also gank to help out, kind of thing. Looks like Set's going to be a little sneaky here. And instead you have to realize where your advantages for your team are, and you have to look at your duo lane and be like, hey, just turtle under tower, man. We're going to run it down this lane, and this is how we're going to win. And that's something that comes with experience, and that's something that I certainly probably wouldn't expect from somebody at this level of play.
I have to see what goes on here. I'd be surprised if both of these it looks like both of them will be able to get away here. As we could have seen a 2v1 there, but we didn't end up seeing it happen.
The RTO got it, man. How do you like that?
You're chosen.
You know, you love to see it.
You do. You love to see it, man. You love to see it. We are, you know, 350. I mean, the gameplay from VHS night and day is drastically improved, right? I don't know what Rob said to these boys, but boy howdy, they're looking spiffy right now.
I mean, just look at the kills right now from this game and last game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at this point, we're seeing a 3-0 lead
something like that
from questionable plays, and VHS is just already playing a lot safer, playing a lot better.
Absolutely.
Than the last game. Also, if you look down at levels right there and XP per minute, there's not... VHS isn't really that far behind.
No, absolutely not. And that's, you know, that's good. That's exactly what we wanted to see from them, right?
Yeah. Kukulkan is ahead over Raijin, 2 levels ahead. But if you look at everyone else, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, you kind of expect Kukulkan to be ahead. In that, maybe not 2 levels ahead, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure what's going on there. That's causing such a massive level difference, because I don't think Raijin has missed. Well, he probably missed a wave when he had to back earlier from that gank attempt, right? But
yeah.
Ooh.
See a trade going down here in the duo lane.
That's going up.
Pretty close. Looks like Ardio might be taken out, but Ardio is saved by the jungle gank.
Yeah, that's a great gank. Picking up 2.
Phenomenal gank there to get VHS ahead here.
Sorry,
kills.
I should have let you do. You're the play-by-play guy. I shouldn't have stepped on your ground. I'm sorry.
It's all right, Dino. Everyone's got some room to improve.
That's right, especially your boy Dino. Oh boy. Some interesting. I'm just kind of looking at builds here. Nothing's sticking out. Everything looks kind of standard except for Artio went with the Mana Chalice. Oh, I've been over this. Don't ever buy. Okay, don't buy mana potions. Don't. Oh, Thor's Law. I'm out of here though. Don't buy mana potions. Ooh,
Ooh, we could be seeing a kill onto the store.
nice.
VHS. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what to say. They're just.
Look, I'll be honest. I expected them to come back a little stronger. I did not expect them to come back this strong. I think we're gonna have to look at some performance-enhancing drug testing because the turnaround from this team has been just incredible.
See, right there. We saw a little bit of a questionable decision there, as I think Kukulkan could have just turned around and killed him, as he was really ahead in levels there.
It'd be tough with Set in his ult. I understand not taking the risk, and I think that's smart considering that they kept taking the risk last game.
Yeah.
Artio needs to just get out of there, I think.
Artio definitely needs to get out of there, but we could be seeing a 2v2 skirmish here. We see the taiko drums coming out.
It's
Looks like
too
he
kill
isn't-
hungry, I think, there.
He isn't able to pick up those last two kills there. We see ult coming out from Rat.
Hey, there we go.
He's not able to.
That was a
Pick
good
it up.
pick. That was a good decision from the Rat, just to be like, you know what? There's nothing here for me. Going back to farming.
Definitely there's Rat just made the best decision here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that they have done a very good job of learning from the first game, except for a little low on mana still. Who's Mr. Doctor Professor?
Does this
Or I'm sorry,
annoy
what is it, Mr.
It's
Mr. Doctor Adam?
Dr. Adam. You've gotten it. You've been close the entire time.
He has another account that's called Mr. Doctor Professor.
Okay.
So, I hope you'll understand my confusion for a second. As the choo-choo train hitting up that totem. Let's go. They've won the game. They've got totem. That's it.
They're just on top of it this game,
Yeah.
especially compared to the last game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that that's something that we point out. It's not like, I mean, they got stomped, but it's not like, you know, it's just a different scenario. You don't get behind. Ooh.
Ooh, we could be seeing questionable plays pick up a kill here, and we do see it. Kukulkan able to pick it up.
RTO should not be trying to take this by herself. That's silly. And they do get the steal as a result. Yeah. If you're the solo, don't solo take camps. The end. That's my speech.
Yeah, definitely shouldn't have really been doing that on our own. As Raijin was really close anyway.
The main reason is that your clear is just so slow that it's never gonna work out. I mean, there are some supports that you can play where their
We
clear is
could be
not
seeing a
good.
kill here on Ceranos, and Aaron just able to pick it up quickly.
And you know
Sec
what?
coming out of nowhere there.
There was literally nothing he could do about that. You have 3 people willing to dive you under tower. Like, it just do be like that sometimes. Just do be. And Storage definitely struggling. They're doing a good job of keeping him down. It's good call it. Not afraid to get aggressive with him. That is for sure.
He is 2 levels ahead here, and you know, we see the exact opposite in the mid lane matchup. I have
Yeah.
to see who can carry their team a little bit harder.
I would honestly like to see this Kakalin maybe look to rotate towards mid and, you know, gank this Kukulkan instead of proxy farming here, right?
The proxy farming here is definitely a bad. I don't think it's a good idea because you see Set coming right around here. He's able to block him off, but he does block off his own teammate there as well.
It's not a bad decision per se, but I think that with his mid struggling so much, he needs to be looking to have more of a global presence with that lead. I just think, but I'm not really a solo main, am I?
Well, the reason I thought it was a bad decision is because we saw Set coming up from there, and it just,
Yeah, that's true.
there's
You
no
want-
wards there.
That's it. That's the thing, right? You definitely don't want to do that with 0 wards. So yeah, that is very true. That is very true. Ratatasker again finding himself in the enemy back line, and he's punished for it.
Yeah, we are seeing mistakes here from VHS, but they definitely came out so much stronger this game, and they're still
Adam's got it
playing
back
a lot
there.
stronger.
See, this is the one thing that I've noticed with Adam's play is he gets low on mana and then he just stays in. It's a little risky, and I don't know what items he's buying. Let me see. Yeah, he's got Spirit Magus. He's working on those boots to get a little bit more mana, but it's just he's struggling with that. It seems like. He does go back, so that's good. He might. We're not gonna get a tower. The RDO's clear, as you can see, is very not good. This is why we don't take camps. She does get the minions out of there. It saves the tower for at least one more push.
So we're getting a little bit closer to the mid game here. It looks like we're not there yet. How do you feel about the mid game for both of these teams right now?
Honestly, I feel pretty good for both sides. I mean, questionable plays, only about 1,000 gold up right now. I think that if VHS kind of just hunkers down and doesn't do stuff like that, they'll be fine. That's what they do, and that just shouldn't happen. I don't know if that was Rat being too aggressive, or CERN doesn't make the call, that Zong is completely absent from his lane. I don't know what happened there. I mean, there's even a ward. I think that's a mistake. That's a first game mistake, you know? That is a game 1 mistake that we don't want to see being returned. And so Rat's got to kind of show a little self-control. He's got to realize, right? I think he's 2 levels down. They are now 2,000 gold ahead.
Yeah, he is 2 levels down.
Yep, from the other jungler. He's, 5 levels down from Kukulkan. He's 3 levels down from Zong. He's 3 levels down from the jungler now. I mean, their support is the same level as him. So what you need to be doing now is farming your brains out. Just grabbing all of your farm. Ooh, he does pick up a kill.
VHS able to pick up a kill there, but we might be seeing this fight turn against them as Kukulkan able to pick up a kill there. And the fight is still going on. Set staying in. He's chasing down Rat here.
That was a good horrific emblem. And yeah,
Kukulkan
that's
picking up another kill here.
Yeah, horrific emblem just slowing him down so he can't get away.
Now, Kukulkan right now, he is in a great spot. He's 4-0.
Thor's low on mana.
He's honestly in a point in this game where he's going to give VHS a lot of problems.
Yep. That's a learning moment for Freedom. I mean, he's under tower, defending a tower that's clearly he's already going to lose. And so all he's doing there is just being out of position. They don't have any wards on that side of the map. I mean, just back him up. Let the Zong take it. He's going to get it. He's ahead in levels on you. Just walk away. Take the loss, man. And then farm another day, I guess. I got some build. Interesting to see Thor opts for the Brawler's Beat Stick as his 4th item. And allow him to have a little penetration, a little power, and a little anti-heal to kind of fight this choo-choo train monster. Although I don't think that is probably what he would want to be picking up. It's certainly not hurting his chances here as we see it gank.
Seen him go up in the ultimate, but he continues to do that with his walls, where he tends to wall off Set.
Yeah, just
often.
Maybe a little sloppier. We gotta pause.
Slight pause here, very quickly unpause. It looks like we saw a DC from Freedom Royale.
From Freedom Royale DC'd.
Hopefully we can we can get this resolved quickly and continue on with the game here.
Yeah, VHS looking like they're just having some connectivity issues, which is surprising because Smite is just so reliable in this aspect.
I don't think I've ever seen a game be more reliable than Smite here.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I think Brink on the Xbox 360 was more reliable.
I
Is that game before your time, Muffin?
no.
Okay.
I had a Red Ring Xbox.
Okay. So yeah,
Those were the times.
the time. Let me tell you, I love Brink. By the way, that was a phenomenal game. But boy, howdy, were those servers sketchy. Game made by Bethesda, by the way. So not really. Actually, it was made by Splash Damage, produced by Bethesda. But yeah. So. Yeah, I just got the confirmation. Freedom's having some computer issues. So we're going to hopefully see him before they run out of time on this pause. But anyways, yeah, Brick, great game. I really wish that game hadn't died. I wish that it had gotten the proper support needed. It was a lot like Overwatch before Overwatch, but more Team Fortressy, I guess. I don't know. It had a lot of that parkour element to it, and it was a shooter. I don't know, man. That game was fun though. It was fun. It was fast paced, good action, good game.
I mean,
speaking of good game, how about this game too, Muffin?
Game 2, a lot closer than Game 1. We still see questionable plays coming out here with the lead, but as we saw from Game 1, they struggle a little bit with closing power. So VHS might just be able to hold on and wait for the late game.
Yeah, I mean they're so close that I think something like a Fire Giant steal or one bad team fight, man, is a much more viable way to come back than it was before. Of course, they could also just out farm. They get a good team battle, they go straight to Gold Fury, they take it. Questionable plays maybe sleeping a little bit, although it does look like they have the map properly warded, and it's such a beautiful thing to see. But yeah, I think that oof, that is unfortunate. Looks like Freedom is actually having power issues. So VHS might be looking at a 4v5 scenario, and that is super disappointing given the turnaround in this game too that we've seen. I mean,
it's got to be extremely discouraging just having that happen where...
Yeah, it's just unfortunate, man. Like, they were doing so well too, and here we are.
Oh, we see a surrender vote starting.
And they might just decide to...
I definitely understand if they just decide to call it quits here.
Yeah, I mean, there's almost no way in an actual competitive match that you're going to win in a 4v5. In a casual match, sure. Maybe y'all can pull that off. But just this is going to be beyond an uphill battle for them. The good news is that they do get more farm though. So less splitting farm.
Oh, the game paused again here. I'm not sure. Maybe there might be another player having issues. They might be waiting. I'm not exactly sure what this pause is for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not getting a reason. So I'm not sure.
I also have not been informed on anything yet.
Maybe they... Okay. So, sounds like they want to play this through. So it looks like we will have an on pause. They're going to play the 4v5. That is a bold move, but I like it.
Well, there's still, even though it's a 4v5, there's still places to learn, and realistically, there's not a better time to learn than in a league match here.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that you just have to, you know, do what you can. Special plays using the advantage that they have. Here, try to steal this. Rat goes up for the ult. That's right.
Rat just, oh my goodness! Rat just getting deleted there.
Such a well-timed ultimate by the Kukulkan. Aren't you trying to get some back camps here? Thor's already up in his business. This is what I'm talking about. Like in a competitive match, it's so much harder to make a 4v5, which is already a pretty tough situation, happen. Especially when you've lost your carry.
Yeah, at this point, I don't really see. I don't see possible for VHS to come back, but hopefully we can see some shines of player improvement here. That's what this league's about.
Here's what you'd have to do. You'd have to move Ratatasker to the duo lane. You would have to then make Artio be your jungler, basically. And hope that that somehow works. Actually, I'd move Artio to the solo and then make Kukulkan the jungler, right? I think that would probably be a little better of a play. But yeah, this is an uphill battle.
Yeah, we're definitely. This is once again. It stinks that it goes this way, but this is once again questionable plays. Game to lose here. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, disappointing because it certainly wasn't that way. You know, before that pause happened.
Yeah.
But here we are. Such a call, and you know, he's just gonna bully Thor. It happens. That's what happens in this game.
That is what they got going for us, and we see Zhang just not even losing the 2v1 here.
Yeah, I mean, he's just so far ahead.
He's very far ahead, and it's not looking good for VHS. But hopefully we can still see some nice plays go down, or just, even just some mistakes too. Sometimes it's nice when, I mean, this game it's not gonna be anywhere.
Let's be honest, they're not winning it. They're not winning this game. They 100% are not gonna win this game. It's just not gonna happen.
But even VHS just making mistakes here.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much to learn by going back and watching this VOD.
Yeah.
That playing this through is beneficial, and you know, I think that this can help them maybe, you know, say that they're 35 minutes into the game, right? And it's pretty tied up. They lose their ADC. Well, maybe they could. Maybe they could win the game with a 4v5 then. I think that because this happened so early and it's just, you know, they were so far, you know, now they're so far ahead. Just that was not going to happen. That wasn't an option on the table. But yeah, I have respect for these guys for sticking it through, you know, instead of just calling it quits. Because that's it. I mean, you're here to learn. You're here to be better. Dr. Adam with a triple kill.
Dr. Adam said the game is not over yet. He is going on this gun. He is not letting it end yet. He's got something to prove here.
Swiggity swoogity, I'm coming for that booty.
I mean, he is just, whew. What a play.
Yeah, see, I mean, look, man, that's a great look, man. That was good.
I mean, he's gotten some. He's confident right now.
Yeah, he's a little cocky.
I mean, he just got triple though.
They might pick up a kill here too.
Kukulkan able to pick that, or Choo-Choo, not Kukulkan.
All right, maybe it was a little early to call it quits.
Yeah, I mean,
questionable plays, playing extremely sloppily here. I mean, you should be able to get picked off one by one like this. And I honestly think that they should be looking at doing the roaming 3. I don't know if you're familiar with that tactic, Muffin. That's a tactic from really season 6, and it still happens in season 7. But that's basically your support, your jungler, and your mid just run around the map killing everybody. That's the roaming 3, and I think that's probably VHS's best hope. This Ratatasker has got to stop going it alone.
He's able to get out though.
But he wastes his ult, and right now your ults are twice as valuable as they were before. Every ability is twice as valuable. Everything counts for more when you're down by a player.
Shot going in, but we see Raijin able to just hit the taiko drums in the back. Oh, but he is taking a lot of damage there. You have to back off, and we see Choo Choo getting. Man, as you said, those two gods should not be allowed to be played together. It is tough.
Absolutely not. And I think that this is probably going to be the game here.
I got faith in Dr. Adam.
Yeah, they can still mount a good defense here.
Looks like they are, but they are gonna go down here. Mad respect from VHS playing out the 4v5.
Yeah, absolutely. And they had some good plays there, and I think that at that point you're just looking to have a little bit of fun. Just play a little. It's almost like a scrim at that point, you know? For sure. So yeah, I think it's a rough start to the season, unfortunate for VHS. But the team certainly has the potential, I think, to grow a lot. And I mean, you saw just that, the difference from game 1 and game 2, night and day. Absolutely for me. Apparently the difference in Freedom Royale's house also is night and day, as his power is out.
Too soon.
So
it's definitely unfortunate. That game would have gone on a lot longer and been a lot closer.
Yeah, and I think it probably would have been a lot more beneficial for VHS for their learning process. But, I think that there's still some stuff that they can take away from kind of finishing and seeing it through. Any thoughts on that, Muffin Man? You eating Panda?
I think you said it. I think you said it well enough. Nah, I finished that a long time ago.
You didn't save me any.
No. I didn't. It's all mine.
All right, let me see if we have an interview. Meanwhile, Muffin, fill the dead air. All right. What is a review? Tobias said that Crispy Wolf wants a review. I don't know what a review is. Does he mean an interview? Okay. All
right. Well, then when Crispy Wolf is ready, we will get him in here for the
interview.
Hey, Spooky. Thanks for joining us. You didn't
Hello.
play in this game. You're not supposed to be interviewed.
Interview, not review. Just clearing that up for you.
I want a review. It says it right here. I can show you it in chat logs. All right. All right, looks like they're ready. So
all right, we're gonna pull up Crispy Wolf here for an post-game interview from him.
Yeah, we are in Dinos. Chat. Hello, Mr. Crispy Wolf.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
Of course, glad to.
Was a very interesting game 1. You guys kind of ran the show, and then in game 2, when VHS sort of showed a little fight back, unfortunately their carry disconnects.
Yeah, that is a shame. They had an amazing second game. I was actually really disappointed. I was looking forward to a really intense late game, to be honest. I was actually really looking forward to it.
Yeah, us too. I wanna talk to you guys about a few things here. For starters, the chalk support. Whose decision was that? Why'd you guys go with that? What's up with the chalk support?
It was after the first game, there was we assumed that they were going to ban the players we played, and it was meant to be a like a surprise pick, something they wouldn't expect.
Right. I mean, yeah, that's exactly what I think a chalk support is, for sure. All right. Well, let's see here. was there? I mean, was there any sort of thing you guys were looking to do in this game? Was there like a game plan going into it, or you're just kind of doing your
Um,
thing?
being the first game, the first even my this was my first league game as well, as first time thing.
Mhm.
For me personally, it was a to just learn and see what we're going to be going up against into the rest of the season, and I believe that was something the rest of the team had the same idea of, like, first game, get those first game jitters out, see what we're
Right.
going to be going up against.
I got you. I mean, were you guys kind of going into this thinking like we're gonna play? We just kind of read the league. Were you guys planning on playing a little aggressive?
We were more or less going off what the enemy was. We were gonna try and play off of what the enemy did.
Right.
Um, like the duo, him getting fed
Hmm.
in that first game, that was we don't expect to see that. I don't believe in very many
No.
games. Uh,
Yeah, definitely, probably a bit of an anomaly, but you never know. I mean, new teams always kind of. You never know how like teams are gonna gel and how long it takes teams to kind of settle out. Speaking of which, how are you getting along with your team? Do you think that you guys have like a lot of chemistry going on there? You
I
feel
think we do.
confident moving forward?
I feel like there's a little bit of we need a little bit more better communication, but I think that'll come with time as we play more and we get to know each other. Become closer friends, better teammates. But I feel like played a couple scrims, played some casuals, and even that league game, I feel like there's going to be a lot of. I think there's going to be a lot of improvement.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, second game you went 7-1-4 on the set. Can you talk to me about the set pick? Is that just like a personal favorite pick of yours, or was that part of like a strategy that you guys had?
It was partly, I believe, our as of right now, we don't have any set team comps because we're
Mhm.
feeling around, seeing what works and what doesn't. I played Set partly as it's a personal thing. Set's always been
Mhm.
one of my favorite gods. I have a lot of pride in my Set. He's not
Yep.
my greatest god, but he's just my favorite. And I felt like, being a first league game, I gotta get my guy, I gotta get my Set going.
Well, hey, I mean, you looked pretty good on him, so hopefully we'll be seeing more of that. Muffin, do you have any questions for my man Quispy here?
I think you covered everything that we wanted to know.
Everything we want to know and probably more. I will ask you one final question. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
It is. It is. It
Okay, get
has.
out
It
of my
has.
chat. Banned. Well, that's going to do it for this game of the Smite Development League. This was Dinosaur joined with Muffin Man and Tobias on the Spectator. Good night, everybody.